So I know that I've heard of this before, but when Q brought it up today, I was like, you know what? Let's put that in the show. Let's have the conversation in real time, um, rather than having the conversation in our production meeting. So we're about to have, as we like to do sometimes, our production meeting with you during the show. So I will share from EJI.org. That is the Equal Justice Initiative. This is an organization that we're big fans of. And if you feel like an ally, you feel like a person that wants to become more empathetic, you want to learn how to be more supportive uh, of all communities, please check out EJI.org. Again, that's the Equal Justice Initiative. Brian Stevenson, the founder and the director of EJI.org, is a personal hero of mine. I just think the world of that guy. All right, EJI.org. All right, on Election Day, November 2nd, 1920, white mobs in Ocoee, Florida, began a campaign of terror and violence designed to stop black citizens in Ocoee from voting that resulted in the deaths of as many as 30 black people and the destruction of the black community. Oof. All right. With the election approaching, black residents in Ocoee who own land and businesses were eager to vote. Despite a terrorizing and threatening march by white citizens through the streets of Orlando 3 days earlier aimed at deterring black people from participating in the election, Mose Norman and other black Americans went to the polls to vote on November 2nd. Mr. Norman, however, was turned away on the grounds that he had allegedly not paid his poll tax. After seeking advice from John Chaney, an Orlando judge, Mr. Norman again attempted to vote. This time, armed white men stationed at the polls immediately assaulted him. He fled to the nearby home of his friend and business associate, Julius July Perry. As word spread of Mr. Norman's attempts to vote, a mob of white residents seeking to capture him and Mr. Perry surrounded and burned Mr. Perry's home. Mr. Norman escaped, but the mob severely wounded Mr. Perry, who was arrested, taken to Orlando, and locked in the Orange County Jail. The next morning, a lynch mob took Mr. Perry from police custody, brutally beat him, and hanged him within sight of Judge Chaney's home. His lifeless body was shot repeatedly. Over a 2 day span, a mob of white Floridians killed as many as 30 black people and burned 25 black homes, 2 black churches, and a Masonic lodge in Ocoee. Estimates of the total number of black Americans killed during the violence range from 6 to over 30. There is no adequate accounting of this violence because neither the government nor the newspapers at the time thought it was important to establish how many black people were killed during the attack. The Ocoee Election Day Massacre represents one of the bloodiest days in American political history. Black survivors fled the community, never to return. The entire black community of Ocoee was driven out within a year, forced to abandon or sell land and homes they owned. No black Americans resided in the city of Ocoee for the following 60 years. The lynching of Mr. Perry and countless others, and the destruction of the black community with impunity showed black residents that exercising their legal right to vote made them targets for deadly attacks and that they could not depend on authorities for protection. All right, Q.